After the American Revolution, the young nation faced many challenges. One of these was the need to equip its soldiers and frontier settlers with reliable firearms. During the war, American troops used many types of rifles, often made by local gunsmiths. These guns varied in size, caliber, and quality. This lack of standardization made it hard to supply ammunition and spare parts for the army. As America grew, so did its need for a strong and organized military. Government leaders realized that a standard rifle would make their forces more effective. It would also help supply lines and repair work, since parts and ammunition could be made in bulk. Rifles were vital not only for soldiers, but for hunters, pioneers, and explorers pushing west into unknown lands. The idea of a government-issued rifle took hold. By the turn of the 19th century, leaders wanted a firearm that was rugged, accurate, and easy to produce. America's armories were ready to take up the challenge. The search for a standard rifle would soon produce one of the most important firearms in United States history, the Harper's Ferry Model 1803. The story of this rifle begins with the founding of a national arsenal, built to serve the growing needs of a new country. The Harper's Ferry Armory, nestled on the banks of the Potomac River, would play a key role in this transformation. The Harper's Ferry Armory was established in 1799 in what is now West Virginia. It was only the second national armory in the United States, after Springfield Armory in Massachusetts. The location was chosen for its access to water power and its central position along trade routes. By building a government arsenal, the United States hoped to supply its military with weapons made to precise standards. At Harper's Ferry, skilled craftsmen and inventors gathered to work on new designs. The armory became known for its experiments with machines and mass production. This was a major step forward from the old days, when each rifle was made by hand, and no two were exactly the same. Harper's Ferry became a symbol of American progress and innovation in the years after independence. The armory was also a place where new ideas in gunmaking took root. Mechanics and gunsmiths shared knowledge and pushed each other to improve their craft. The government provided resources and oversight to ensure quality and reliability. Over time, Harper's Ferry would help set the standard for American firearms. The Model 1803 rifle would soon become the Armory's most famous product. It would show what could be achieved when the skills of many workers were combined under one roof and under one national purpose. The Model 1803 rifle was born from the need to arm American soldiers and explorers with a modern, accurate firearm. In the early 1800s, the Army wanted a rifle that was lighter and easier to carry than the long, heavy muskets of the past. It also needed to be accurate enough for hunting and skirmishes in thick forests and rugged terrain. Designers at Harper's Ferry took inspiration from the Kentucky and Pennsylvania rifles used during the Revolution. These rifles were famous for their long range and precision, but they were slow to load and often made to individual tastes. The Armory's team set out to create a new rifle that kept the best features of these earlier guns, but in a more practical, standardized form. In 1803, the first batches of the new rifle rolled out of Harper's Ferry. The design was approved by the War Department, making it the first standard rifle produced by a United States government armory. The Model 1803 quickly gained a reputation for quality and reliability. This new rifle was a product of teamwork, careful planning, and a spirit of innovation. It marked the start of a new chapter in American arms making, one that would influence firearms design for generations. The Model 1803 was a big step forward from the Kentucky and Pennsylvania rifles. Those earlier rifles were famous for their length, often stretching over 4 feet, and their slim, graceful stocks. They used small-caliber bullets and were known for their accuracy at long distances. However, they were slow to load and not ideal for battlefield use. The Model 1803 was shorter, measuring just over 3.5 feet in length. This made it easier to carry through dense forests and on horseback. Its stock was sturdier, designed to withstand hard use. The rifle used a larger .54 caliber ball, which packed more power for hunting big game or fighting in close quarters. Unlike the older rifles, which were handmade, the Model 1803 was built to uniform standards at the Armory. This meant that parts could be replaced more easily and ammunition could be supplied in bulk. The government's involvement also meant that each rifle met strict quality controls. The Model 1803 was designed for versatility. It could be used by soldiers in battle, hunters in the wild, or explorers pushing into new territory. Its blend of old and new features helped set the direction for all American rifles that followed. The Harper's Ferry Model 1803 was packed with technical features that really set it apart. It was a flintlock rifle, which means it used a piece of flint to spark the powder and fire the bullet. The barrel was rifled with deep grooves, so it spun the bullet for greater accuracy. This made it more precise than smoothbore muskets, especially at longer ranges. The rifle was chambered for a .54 caliber round ball, and, well, this larger caliber gave it more stopping power than earlier American rifles. The barrel was 33 inches long, shorter than the Kentucky rifle but still long enough for good accuracy. The Model 1803 was a muzzle loader, so it was loaded from the front of the barrel using a powder charge and a patch-wrapped lead ball. One of the Model 1803's unique features was its half-stock design, which left part of the barrel exposed. This made it lighter and easier to handle. The rifle also had brass fittings and a patch box in the stock for storing cleaning patches or spare flints. These touches made it both practical and attractive. The rifle was built to really high standards. Craftsmen at Harper's Ferry took pride in their work, and each rifle was inspected for quality. The Model 1803 would soon prove itself in the hands of American soldiers, hunters, and explorers. The Model 1803 quickly found its way into the hands of America's fighting men and adventurers. The United States Army issued it to rifle companies, who prized its accuracy and handling. It was lighter and easier to use in the thick woods of North America, where quick movement was important. Perhaps the most famous users of the Model 1803 were Meriwether Lewis and William Clark. When they set out in 1804 to explore the Louisiana Purchase, they took several Model 1803 rifles with them. These guns helped the Corps of Discovery hunt for food, defend themselves, and impress Native American tribes with their marksmanship. The rifle was also popular with frontier hunters and settlers. Its sturdy construction and powerful shot made it ideal for bringing down deer, elk, and even bear. Soldiers who carried the Model 1803 during the War of 1812 found it reliable in battle, especially in the rough terrain of the western frontier. Stories from the field praised the Model 1803's accuracy, ruggedness, and easy handling. It became part of the legend of westward expansion and the untamed American wilderness. As the years went by, the Model 1803 saw several changes. Later versions had longer barrels, up to 36 inches, to improve accuracy. Some rifles were converted from flintlock to percussion cap ignition, which was more reliable in wet weather. The armory also experimented with different calibers and small design tweaks to meet the needs of the Army. Production of the Model 1803 continued in several batches, with thousands made between 1803 and 1819. Each batch reflected lessons learned from the field. The rifle's design influenced later government rifles, such as the Model 1814 and Model 1817. These later guns borrowed many features from the 1803, showing its lasting impact. Collectors today look for these variations. Each change tells a story about how the rifle was used and improved over time. The Model 1803 was more than just a weapon. It was a tool that shaped America's military and frontier life. Even after newer rifles replaced it, the Model 1803 remained a favorite among hunters and marksmen. Its blend of power, accuracy, and reliability kept it in use for many years. Today, the Harper's Ferry Model 1803 is a prized piece among collectors and historians. Its place in American history is secure. It represents a turning point in United States arms making, a move from handcrafted, one-of-a-kind rifles to standardized, government-issued weapons. Museums and private collectors treasure the Model 1803 for its craftsmanship and historical importance. It is often displayed alongside artifacts from the Lewis and Clark expedition and the early American frontier. The rifle's design continues to inspire modern black powder shooters and gunsmiths. Historians see the Model 1803 as a symbol of American innovation and the spirit of exploration. It helped open the West and defend the new nation at a critical time. Its legacy lives on in the rifles that followed and in the stories of those who carried it across the continent. In the end, the Harper's Ferry Model 1803 stands as an American icon, a rifle that helped shape the destiny of a young nation and left its mark on the pages of history.